So in fact, I mean, I like a5. It's normally the way to go because you prefer to babysit this pawn a bit than having white play a5 and take, um, or even a6 and get the pawn on a dangerous spot, um, because it kind of freezes down the queen side, and he's going to keep having these weaknesses forever. And you don't want to give him play there unnecessarily. So yeah, it's a bit of a concession, but not such a big one. And his weaknesses tend to be worse than yours. So it's not a big problem. In this case, it's true you don't have c5 in yet, and you don't need to. You can play e5 here, and probably avoid playing c5 for a while. But it's not the end of the world. I mean, your structure is still the better structure. That's what I mean. Even here.
Before we go too far, if we just go back a little bit, because I forgot to ask this. Sorry. Here maybe. So was this an idea that I missed? Like, should I be kind of eyeing e5 myself sooner? Like here instead of maybe rook c8, e5?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because this is not entirely necessary. I mean, if you don't want to play c5 too quickly, then I will just go e5, and then I'll see what to do with this rook. Because rook c8, I feel it's not essential right now. It makes sense because you were eyeing c5. So in the context of what you were thinking about, rook c8 is a very normal move. But yeah, I would play just for the reasons we were talking about. But rook c8 is still a good move. I mean, c5 is also a typical idea here. So it's not terrible.
So
yeah,
like,
if you're going to play e5, then you can do without rook c8 for sure.
so like if e5 and then let's say castles, I'm still just kind of waiting. What, maybe like queen f6 or something, maybe?
Queen f6. I'll start considering this. Queen e7 is also a
So
thing.
e4, knight d2, and then f5, similar to what happened in the game.
f5, or even queen g4 might be a thing, so as not to start sending our pawns forward. But yeah,
Okay.
Also f5 looks decent to me.
Okay.
Even knight f6, because you don't really need that many resources defending e4. It's kind of defends itself, and f3 is hard to play in most situations. But you can even prepare this longer. I mean, you don't need to uncork e4 right now. You can play queen e7, for example. Then this annoying move is there, hitting c4. No one is rushing you, and in fact, if you think about what white is going to do, I just don't see it. I mean, it's a really hard position to handle. He's the one who has the weakness.
I note a lot, like in the chess forums, d4 players, like what do they hate more than anything? It's kind of facing the Nimzo. They really hate playing against the Nimzo.
Yeah, they should play, I don't know, the Capablanca variation with queen c2 and then just take with a piece instead of getting this. Yeah, it's easy to get horrible positions. I played a couple of blitz games in tournaments during the pandemics against Pitch Shot with white, and I got this structure and I played horribly in the line with g3 that I usually play. And yeah, they're really hard to play with white. I mean, just by making normal moves, it always seems like black. That black is on driver's seat because this is just too permanent. I mean, for example, you have to play queen e6 and then what? I don't know. I have to go knight d2 to keep it defended. But I want to stay forever with the knight on d2. And black has no risk at all. But yeah, I mean, this is still pretty much okay. I mean, even here, you don't need to play c5. You can still play e5. But even c5 is not a terrible move or anything. I think e5 should be better because it's more flexible. It gives your opponent the chance to go wrong with b5. it kind of shows that you still can improve your pieces further before making a decision with c5, while white sort of has to wait. um, at c5, okay, d5. Now you see the difference. Now he can play d5 without being a tragedy, because now you don't have access to c4. That's what happens when you play c5 normally. C4 is hard to get to, and it's safer, but you still have a perfectly good position.
How do I get access to it exactly if I had played knight c5?
Sorry, if you don't play c5, if you...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I'm saying if, for example, here, if he did this, and then...
You have this pawn break, for example. This pawn break is even more than knight c5. This is so annoying, because one of these pawns is going to be backward on an open file and really easy to attack. And you have this huge outpost on c5 that helps. With the pawn c5, well, you don't have the outpost and you don't have the pawn break to put pressure on the c file. So yeah, you'd much rather him playing.
And white can't really prevent that. Like
at this point, no. I mean, this is just very great position for you at this point. It should be much better. That's why white normally plays until you play c5 to play d5 himself. And he did. So yeah. I mean, he didn't go crazy or anything. He waited for you to play c5, and he has to play d5 himself. Otherwise, you're just going to play. You're going to play c takes d. Sorry, you're going to undo the pawns, the double pawns.
Actually, I wasn't actually. That wasn't my plan. I was really just hoping. I was hoping that he would play d5. I was wanting this setup. I don't know. For some reason, I thought that keeping these doubled c pawns was my goal here. So yeah, if he had...
Sometimes you just undo them to put pressure on c4 and it works. It can really work. Because this is still going to be backward once the pawns are traded. That's why I like d5. I mean, he basically denies you that pressure. And c4 is, safe now. Still, this is a perfectly good position for you. And he's the one who has to be careful. He castled, and you named it a mistake here. You put a question mark, and it's a bad move. But why is it a bad move?
I think because of it, precisely what I played, e4. I guess it gives me some play against his king side. Once I play this, it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm overreaching here, but it's almost like when you're white and then you have a pawn on e5 and then you attack. It's almost like the French as white or something. We don't have a bishop, but I think we have a bit of play on the king side. We have a queen that can enter and a knight that can enter, and we also can start pushing the other pawns. I think it just gives us a little bit of play. I don't know. That's my guess.
Exactly. You get the upper hand inside. It, in a way, this messes up with his pawn structure. I mean, he should have played e4 himself, keeping all the pawns together. Now it's going to be very hard to get rid of this pawn, if possible at all. I mean, you can only count on some f3, but that will be leaving the e3 pawn under attack. It also exposes these pawns further. So it's going to be really hard for white to get any kind of counterplay from here. So e4 was the move, I think. You absolutely need to play this or knight d2, one of the two. But definitely you can't allow black to just play e4 and cut the board in two halves. In one half, nothing is happening, everything is well defended. White also has weaknesses, so that kind of evens it out. And on the other half, well, black is just taking over. So white just castles. E4 is a good move. F5. I can also play this probably. But it's not an easy move to make, really. That's if you don't want to commit to F5, but F5 is okay. F3, I tend to look for the less committal move available, but this is still quite good for you. You played well here, like in G5, hitting E3, Rook B, E1, and now Queen E7. Yeah, you didn't consider that this might also be a target for you. I mean, against you after pawn takes and Rook F4.
I think I could play knight f6 there. I think that's what I was thinking. And then I could protect the b6 pawn with my rook on c8. I think that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. You mentioned here that you thought that this is a good pressure point for him and he should keep it. The thing is, what can he do with this? That pawn is problematic weakness now. Do you think shutting
Rook Fe1? or
Rook
yeah.
Fe1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the pressure is still there. I mean, we can't really because of F4, but I wonder if we can play Queen. I mean, sorry, this is always an option, of course. And you get pressure against this pawn. Even in the game, you could have played it. You get pressure against E3, and his structure is in general.
Knight takes F3.
Yeah, and then you have to go away. I mean, the game is very similar to this. And you even mentioned this stockfish things. Need to play takes F3. Nice. Well, you need to go somewhere, maybe H5, F6. Well, I would rather have F6 for the knight, so maybe here. What do you think about this position?
I think I briefly considered it, and then I just felt, I don't know, I felt like white was in the driver's seat here. I felt a bit awkward here.
Your structure is still better. I mean, he's just adding up weakness after weakness after weakness. The most relevant semi-open file is the E file. I mean, you have a somewhat clear plan to just double up on the E file and start putting pressure here on E3. No, I find it a bit hard to play for white, I guess.
I think I felt that my F5 pawn was kind of a sitting target.
Yeah, you also have something to worry about. I mean, you definitely prefer this pawn to be on F7. But still, I don't know. I'm thinking of knight D2, for example. Just to take a hit. The F5 pawn. Then what, rook E5 maybe? Intention is just to play rook E8, and if he repeats, you go down to E7 instead of going to E8. So then you can play this to defend the pawn. I don't know. I think you're doing well. It's not easy.
I was thinking of rook 8 D8 instead.
Rook
or rook 8 E8.
C8, but then this.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was gonna take with the queen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
could I go? No, that won't work. Yeah, I thought it was gonna take with the queen. I didn't consider rook F5.
I mean, it's a tense position. I like the fact that his pawns are weaker than yours, but yeah, I mean, the problem with queen E7 in the game is that this pawn is also target. I mean, if he has enough pieces to put pressure on it, you might be a bit overextended now. He has the F file, which is way more relevant than the B file. I mean, you can always defend the B6 pawn. It's not the main thing here. He should definitely play this and build up some pressure on the king side while he can. He played rook b1. It's not the end of the world. I mean, you have to defend it. What about rook b5? That's kind of a typical mistake. Looks active, but it's doing nothing.
Thought it was a bit committal, but I think it's what's even stranger is what he does next move. I think he goes rook b3 next, which makes no sense.
Queen e5, rook b3. Yeah, I mean, he's going back and forth. This is the pseudo active move that achieves nothing. I mean, it's just closer to the pawn, but that's it. I bet he was trying to move the queen and have the pawn defended, but other than that,
yeah, that's a overqualified babysitter, though, right? Just the rook solely defending the one pawn. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens with these weaknesses in the long run. They tend to be defended by two important pieces to be developing this kind of activity. But yeah, that's why you needed a rook on f1 too. Queen e5, you just kick it out of there. Now your queen is looking great. I mean, you played g5, rook f2, and okay, you mentioned g4, which looks good. I mean, it's very timely.
Yeah, I didn't consider that though, but that's what the computer liked, I think, to try to create, I guess, more of a imbalance and try to get something going for black, some action.
Yeah, and it might be even better than it appears at this point. I mean, I think it's very timely because all his pieces are stuck on the queen side at this point. And in really bad position, especially this rook, which is just ridiculous. And your opening fight is like right now, I mean, this is coming. If he takes, it's even worse. I mean, knight takes and it's almost resignable.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know how he should defend here. I don't know if he should play knight f1, but that looks so suspicious.
Let's see how much time I had here. I had a lot of time. Yeah. It was move 29. I had 47 minutes. He had an hour and 8 minutes.
Whoa.
Fast. Yeah, kid.
Yeah. King g7, yeah, it's maybe a bit too automatic move. True. This is just a move that
lazy move.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's not concrete enough. I mean, it makes sense.
It's like a blitz move.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't address what's really going on here. I mean, I think probably white should play this and at least prevent this for some time. Rook b1 is also fine, I guess, because he's coming to f1 quickly. Knight d7, rook bf1. I mean, the minute you play knight e7, you have this to account and know what you're going to respond. Because this is something. Isn't there anything else? No, you can't play this rook f1 and then this is kind of with check, I guess. Yeah. So knight d7, rook bf1.
No, but wouldn't I have? I would have been okay there, right? If he had done that line you just said, can't I just play rook f8? If knight h5
with the knight on h5,
yeah.
It might be similar to.
Oh yeah, because then yeah.
So what I might. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, e4 falls, I guess.
Yeah, e4 falls anyway, but I like the knight here because you jump quickly into e5. You mentioned that you thought for 12 minutes here, looking for a way to survive.
Yeah, I
I didn't
realized.
want to drop it.
Yeah, I thought I was really bad in really bad shape here because of Rook F5.
Yeah, I mean, Rook F8 is definitely the move you want to make, and
I'm
you want to make it work.
Yeah, I'm so bad at giving up material. I was trying to hang on to E4 with everything I had. I didn't want to give up E4.
And in a way, it's understandable, but here this is
I
it's
can't
almost a
hold on to
formality.
it.
You're
Yeah.
not really a pawn down, and that's a
Mm.
way to put it, I guess. Let's say he takes with the queen, rook takes, rook F8, we exchange everything. He can get in, that's good because you have queen takes E3. So thinking about this endgame or close to endgame. Let's say he trades queen. What do you think is going on here? I would rather be black. I still like your position better. I mean, his extra pawn is as if it wasn't there. You can
Yeah,
overplay actually.
he's more likely to run into Zugzwang than I am.
He might drop a4. I don't know. His pawn structure is so bad that I mean, you see his position and you don't even notice that he's a pawn up. He's just struggling. He can never move the knight that things up because c4 falls apart.
94.
94 you take and this is defended.
Oh, right.
And then king e7 and you can even go after this one. Or some breakthrough with d5 and a4. I don't know. Might work in some situations. But yeah, at the very least you can stand still and he can never move this knight.
Yeah,
And
my
best case
materialism.
scenario, you might.
Yeah, my materialism got the best out of me there.
Yeah, now this is dangerous. King g8. Ouch. Rook f7. Rook. Oh yeah, this one was a blunder. I mean, this is a worse version because he's getting the e4 pawn, nonetheless, and he still has the f5, and this is way more dangerous than the variation we saw. And here you put this move down. This just ends the game right here, I think.
Yeah, I think I remember. I think the computer, because there's mate on h7. Yeah.
Yeah, and otherwise you just lose the queen. Yeah, it's just winning.
Yeah.
On the spot. It was a nice shot. I mean, it was likely that he would miss it. It's not so easy to see. But here you're a bit off the hook, but not quite. You're still in trouble. And yeah, this ends up being a worse version for you than what happened in the game, than what could have happened. Rook e8, and yeah, you start dropping pawns left and right. Rook f3 is that's something. I mean,
yeah.
This goes to show how bad his pawn structure is. Here you're a pawn down still, and it's not even easy for white. In this case, he has access to a center with the king. That's the problem you have. But these pawns are so bad that he can barely move the knight.
I think he might have been possibly his inexperience being younger might have kind of cost him here because he was playing pretty quick. Like at this point he had an hour and 1 minute, which is quite a bit. And I was down to 20 minutes, and as the game went on he matched me. Like he was setting the pace. Like he was playing just as fast as I was. So I think he was trying to put pressure on me on the clock, which is the opposite he should be doing here. But
yeah, because he has the advantage. So time to take his time. Yeah, fake, king e3, and h5.
Yeah, that was my, I got, yeah.
Yeah, this is not really an option anymore. That's the main reason why h5 is so bad. Even if it doesn't work, you have to play this. Otherwise, king e4, and
Yeah.
he displaces your knight. This is defending, and he comes to just destroy what's left of your queen side. Um,
Yeah, it was really just an oversight because I originally when I planned like back, I don't know, 5 moves ago, or maybe not. Yeah, no, when I took the rook, I was planning this. But then when we got there, I I didn't see knight c8, and that kind of startled me, and then I didn't realize that I could box his knight in there. So I was looking for. I mean, I thought I couldn't go to any of these 3 moves with my king. So I was just trying to get some type of play here before he goes after. I thought he was going to just grab b6.
yeah, this is quite remarkable. And the knight gets trapped if he goes
Yeah.
after the pawn. It's really funny. He can still play king e4, I guess, but you just go away somewhere. f7 maybe.
Can't I just take here? Oh wait, maybe not.
No, because he gets the pass protected
Yeah,
pawn,
but
and he
I'll
will
have
take
I'll
care
got
of
I
it.
have 2 pawns. Oh, I see. It's protected, so he can just gobble it. Okay.
Yeah, you won't be able to
But I
come to
believe
your
this is
rescue.
a draw though. Just because I think the engine said it was
Knight
equal.
This one is extremely complicated.
What about here to b6? Because then I can pop into to f4, or
Okay.
g6 to f4.
Yeah, I'm a bit undecided on where the knight should be, but yeah. Huh. I wasn't sure because of this. I was a bit afraid of that, but
Maybe we just keep the knight on f4.
yeah. But when you play knight f4, this is also available. Well, the knight is falling in this case, so if he's going to go for that, he might as well make you come all the way to a8 to take it. But this is dangerous, I think.
Wait, couldn't I have gone king e5 instead? Because then he kind of wastes a move. Or king e6, I mean. King d6, sorry.
King d6.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you're not getting this. h4.
Still looks
To keep the
yeah.
pawn.
That's interesting. I don't know. King e2. Yeah, but then that might not be good, right? King e2.
Yeah, I guess you can keep this pawn alive with knight h3.
King e2 though is interesting, right? Because I'm 2 squares away from getting h4 or a4.
You mean knight e2 now?
Yeah. Sorry.
Pawn takes something like this.
Yeah. And then what? Knight b6. But then
or f4, 1, 2.
It would be close, I think.
It's really tough to determine.
That would be
f4, knight takes f4, f5, knight c3, f6. Oh, knight c3. If f6, you have check, you take, and this pawn starts running.
But knight b6 can't stop it in time.
You can play knight b6. Oh no.
No. I mean if he pushes f6 first.
Check.
Say okay.
We take.
Yeah. And then here. I was thinking, can he not stop? I guess he can't stop it. Oh wow.
He can't stop it, though he might be able to get a draw out of this. Check and check and check. Otherwise, he just pushes the pawn. Extremely messy.
King c7,
If you
knight
go to
a7.
c7, he plays this and
Yeah, but king c7.
king
What?
e7. And he just check.
Do we have time to take the knight?
And then this is. We're going to
I know,
promote.
it'd be a draw, you think?
Yeah, we're going to promote at the same time. The king will be in front of the pawn, so even if we lose this one, doesn't look
So
like
that'll be a very long, complicated draw.
So I think there's king d7 here, and if check e8, and I don't know if we can organize this knight to give a check. Apparently not. I mean, we have to get to b7, and that takes 3 full tempi. So this is happening, and black wins. But well, when we went a bit too far.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, at least it shows that. I mean, this endgame pretty much anything can happen. It's really it gets really complicated after king e7, which is good for you. I mean, you're in trouble now.
Yeah.
But h5, yeah, king e4, and he gets in there way too fast. Now, yeah, he messes it up a bit because this is happening at any point, and he could take care of your pawns on king side with king f5. And he'll get both. Yeah, that would be too much. If he gets these 2 pawns, plus, you will only capture one of the 2. He will capture 2, and you'll be 2 passed pawns down. Too much. Knight c8, knight f4. And you mentioned h4 here. Yeah. If you didn't find king f5, it was likely that he wouldn't find h4.
I think he was just playing way too quickly.
Yeah.
His coach won't be happy with him.
57 minutes to your 16 minutes.
Yeah.
You must have been happy to see knight takes b6 and what you took here, and he's grabbing c5 pawn 2.
I still wasn't really sure. I wasn't that sure what was going on here. Like I wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't that clear to me, the evaluation of this position at that time.
Well, he should certainly be better. I mean, you have a passed pawn, but has 2 of them, and connected and quite advanced. I mean, this should be enough to win, I guess. But when he played king e5, that was it. I mean, you start pushing this, and he doesn't even have access to f4, so he has to go back. He has to go back with king e4, and then you're even in time to protect everything. It's incredible. This is a nice green. There's no way to get to the g4 pawn. Knight c8, king e7, knight a7, g3. I like how you solved it here. You just went for the remainder of his pawns. You must be careful though. And now it was a draw. But quite a moved game. I mean, a lot happened. But I'm glad you got to play the structure of the Ninja and get some experience in it. You maybe you rushed a bit with c5, but in all, I think you were in the driver's seat most of the time. I mean, the biggest mistake probably was
knight d7.
not playing e takes. Yeah, not playing e takes f3, not realizing that your pawn on e4 was going to be a target too. After he took and he conquered the f file.
I also had that opportunity to play g4.
G4, yeah. When you got the upper hand back, yeah, you missed that g4. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think your position starts to deteriorate when you don't notice that e4 is going to be weak and that he's taking over the f5 and his pieces get insanely active from out of nowhere almost because they were all cramped and now they're all doing something. I mean, even the knight on d2 is effective to some extent, which is something that shouldn't have happened. um,
So,
from here, things became confusing.
so Alessandro, having seen the game, what do you think my opponent's rating was?
Okay, let's
And just
break
remember,
it
our
down.
CFC ratings are 100 points higher than FIDE.
Yeah, but he's a kid and he might be underrated. So I have to keep keeping track of. Um, so the opening was decent. He didn't do anything crazy besides B takes C, which is questionable, but I mean, not a huge blunder either. Um, other than that, in the middle game, he fought decently. Um, the endgame was a complete disaster. I
Yeah,
mean, not something that's completely shocking, but yeah, it was bad.
yeah, he played too
He
quick.
missed a lot of opportunities, and he
Yeah,
did some things that make no sense in that endgame. I mean, instead of just pushing the king forwards and taking care of your kingside pawns, I mean, it can be attributed to him playing too quickly, but it also made no sense. um, so taking into account that these kids tend to be underrated, I think that uh, it will be fair for it will be a rating of 1400 would be fair, but I think he's 1200.
lower.
That's my call. He's lower. Oh,
Yeah,
how much lower?
3 digits, so 981.
Oh
Yeah,
no, no,
it's
no.
it's so hard, man. It's so hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's no neither. Yeah, no, definitely not. Because I think he will be rated around, I don't know, 1300, 1400 in just within months if he keeps playing rated tournaments. Yeah, I mean, he's not dropping pieces or anything. He's very solid. He's definitely not below 1000. My God, that that's
Yeah,
not right.
yeah. That's why this tournament was so psychologically difficult because all these kids are. I played like so many players rated 1,000 or lower, and I can't beat them.
I should have followed the rule I thought about last time. I have to subtract 400 points from the rating I think he has, and that's more accurate.
Okay.
Uh, it's incredible. I mean, the difference. I mean, no way this kid is below 1000. Well,
Okay.
do you want to do
So
one more?
yeah. So another kid.
Another kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kids everywhere. Yeah.
Well, this was very theoretical up to a point. So, I
This
mean,
was painful.
you're going to tell me that this kid is, I don't know, 1000. He plays so theoretically sound. I mean, it's funny that he knows all the moves in the opening. This is all just standard theory. He even plays bishop
Yeah, and
g5.
this was like another 7 or 8 year old, maybe 8 years old. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, we're move 12 and he just keeps playing well and theoretical moves. Yeah, he messes up here. He plays bishop e6. Finally moved that. Uh, that's definitely not it. I think it's a5, isn't it?
I think there's a
the
lot of
pawn.
moves here. I think there's like rook b8, a5. I think you can even play bishop b7. But yeah, a5 is the main line. Yeah.
I know the standard idea is to start pressure in e5, d5, and well, try to get rid of it. But yeah, bishop e6 blunders the pawn. That's true. And you mentioned that you confused yourself a bit here with knight c b4.
Yeah. So
Um,
what I was a few months ago, I was rehoning my repertoire and running it with stockfish 15, 4 lines deep, depth 49. And what I confused it with was this line here when black doesn't castle. And I think it's when he plays bishop e6. Wait, hang on.
yeah,
Sorry.
that's what you mentioned in
Yeah, I
the
think it's when it's
comments.
bishop
Move
e6
first, bishop e6,
right away. And then,
a4.
yeah, then
And
a4 and then takes. So I think taking on a4 is perfectly fine here. But I really rehone my openings, and I think 20 centipons better at a deep depth is knight c b4, because we can always take a4 later, and this. The nice thing about it, the reason I changed my repertoire and moved from rook takes a4 to knight c b4 is, first of all, this will be surprising to most opponents, I think. So they'll be like, what's going on here? And also, it's quite sharp, so black can easily go quite wrong here. But yeah, anyways, I mixed up that line with
with the main line after this.
yeah, and then after bishop e6, I thought yeah, I just mixed it up, and that was very frustrating because it was an obvious, easy, clear pawn, but I just mixed up my lines.
Yeah, you could just take. Now, well, back
It's
to square
equal,
one.
but I
Knight
could have been up a
c4
pawn. Yeah.
and 95. He should be okay, I guess. I mean, it really looks like a normal Sveshnikov. He has time to make more mistakes, though. b3, queen d7. Well, he drops the pawn for no reason.
Yeah,
I guess.
that was strange. That's inexperience.
The interesting part of this game comes here. You play c4.
Yeah.
Why is it bad? I mean, it is, and bishop c4 is
Yeah.
bad, but
Because I believe the issue is that he can attack or you can either maybe even queen d8, but he can attack my rook so that my rook cannot defend my knight. My rook goes somewhere, and he takes my knight, and I think he just gets a lot of play against my pawns after this. So I'm not sure how I would recapture if we go with the c pawn. I think he can just maybe he can even go rook c3, maybe even.
Gotta be careful with bishop c4, maybe, I don't know. But even, I mean, c4 is a bad position mistake. From a structural point of view too. The thing is, this bishop is all of a sudden terrible. And your opponent gets the chance to compensate his deficit in material with, well, first of all, an opposite color bishop position with a better bishop of the two. That's a big step backwards from this position. I mean, bishop c4 is great for, well, many reasons. For one thing, this bishop is awesome on c4. When you play c4, this bishop is quite bad. The bishop itself just holds the position. You can always defend c3 and c3 forever. The bishop is possible to move from here. Yeah, you have big positional advantage now. And also, this bishop is nothing that much impressive now. But look how things change. You play c4, you weaken the dark squares. You leave this pawn backward on an open file. When this bishop switches diagonal, it can even get to d4, c5. It has so many. It has so many outposts now where it can sit comfortably. With the pawn on c3, nothing of this exists. I mean, d4 is completely unavailable. If it ever gets to c5, which is not, easy to achieve at this point after bishop c4. You can still hope to play b4 in the future. So yeah, there are many reasons why c4 is just a positional mistake. You make this bishop look good, you make your bishop a worse piece, and essentially this pawn is weaker, and it's going to be irrelevant. You're still a pawn up, so you are not worse, but you're definitely not better anymore. That's for sure. Yeah, I was interested in this one because it's really a very instructive mistake. This is a mistake you can learn a lot about. I mean, the bishop you don't have, the dark square bishop, is made to look awesome after c4. I think that sums it up. I think that's why c4 is not move here. And you mentioned bishop d8, and I think it's easiest. I mean, then he takes bishop b6, and in fact, I would take black, even though he's a pawn down after something like this. I would take black. This bishop is active, yours isn't, and this normally favors the side that has the more active bishop of the two. Remember that principle of positions with opposite color bishops. When there are still other pieces on the board, the side that has the better bishop tends to have the advantage. I mean, black isn't better here, most likely, because you have an extra pawn, but other than that, his bishop is awesome, and at least he has full compensation for the pawn, I think.
Yeah, I think even
yeah,
f5 there can be a bit of a problem for white.
Yeah, coupled with this. Your pawn played queen b. Well, he's attacking the pawn, I guess, but he gives you this. Queen a7, rook takes. And yeah, you have to untangle your pieces and castles still. So bishop d3 takes, and he's still fine. I mean, he's the only thing I would criticize about what he did is that he didn't reroute this bishop. This bishop would look great on this diagonal. It's still on g5 for no reason whatsoever. E takes d. You fear the king side pawn storm? Yeah.
Yeah, this was a mistake. I guess I think it's only a mistake because of e4 or e4 e3, which I just did not see.
Yeah, your king's still here. It's dangerous. It's being opened up now. Yeah, now you're definitely in some trouble. Yeah, this would be tough to face, really. E3 now? Yikes. If you play f3, even e2, I don't know. And your king gets stuck there.
This is just miserable. Yeah.
Well, he gave a check. I'm going to guess that he did pretty quickly.
Let's see. Move 24. 1 minute. Yeah. Well, 1 minute, think. Yeah.
Classic. King f1, rook a8, and yeah, he's invaded, but you're fine with it. I mean, the worst has passed. And yeah, I mean, this is just going to be a draw. I mean, he gave you an unexpected opportunity here. I can't criticize this. It's really hard. What can I say? Yeah, the point is, see, this bishop is just bad in place. He should have put it here. Even here, it looks bad because now this might be a possibility, and it turns out you can take, which is incredible.
Yeah, it's quite complicated if you look at every single possibility. Like, there's a lot of lines to calculate, and
yeah, amazing.
Like the main idea of it is I quite like the main idea that Black's king can't really defend both c7. Yeah, but there's also some other lines which require some deep calculation.
Yeah, no, for sure. this doesn't look easy at all. I mean, this still, I mean, the bishop can still go back. I don't know if it's so easy.
Yeah, I think the computer wants to sack the bishop and then run the H pawn, but it's yeah, it's risky. It's unclear, I
Yeah, I
think.
mean, you can easily be lost here for all you know during the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, yeah, it's a blunder, so to speak, but
It's a hard move, yeah, to commit to.
yeah, I think I mean, from the perspective of what's more reprehensible, so to speak, I think c4 is a much worse move than king g2. At least from the point of view of, okay, c4 is something that you could have avoided and maybe you should have avoided from a human perspective, and king g2 is just too hard to decide on taking this. So g6, and now that option is gone. It is a nice example of how to blockade the pawns on the light squares with the dark square bishop. So yeah, I guess you can't make progress at all here. It takes, and now no one is going to be able to enter, and that's just a draw. But I mean, very, very interesting altogether. I mean, yeah, you kind of lost all your chances. It's remarkable how committal c4 was, because once you played c4, you almost had no chance of playing for a win. It just makes your structure so much worse, and it highlights the powers of these bishops, and it kind of intoned your own bishop. Yeah, c4 kind of did you in this game. You weren't able to get anything going after it. But yeah, something to think about, weakening a whole color complex, basically.
Yeah.
So
it's just kind of surprising. It's just kind of surprising though, like that such mistakes, like at the rating of players I'm playing against, that just seals the deal, you know. Like at this rating level, it seems weird, you know. So what do you think my opponent is?
Yeah, I think this case, your mistake creates a pawn structure that is just not possible to push forward. I think that's one problem you have. Even though it's just a positional mistake,
it's a big one.
Takes so much away from you. And your opponent's rating, this one is hard because I think your opponent played much worse than your last game's opponent. And I don't know, for I don't know, he might be rated higher. Let's see, what did he do in this game?
You did say that he knew lots of theory, so he gets some.
He knows all the theory. I mean, he basically knows. He might know this all by heart. I don't know. Then he blundered a pawn right out of the opening. Nothing too great. I mean, it's just a pawn. He missed the idea of e4. It's just an opportunity, so it's only there for one move. It's not a big positional blunder or anything. And other than that, he didn't have that many chances to make a mistake. He did a good job blockading the pawns on the queen side. I don't know, 1,100 maybe?
Just close. Yeah, very close. 1221. 1221. But the draw still hurts me because he's still 300 points lower than me. So more points lost. Yeah. So what is that? That's three draws in a row? Yeah. This is my third draw in a row here. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, they're solid. I mean, if they play, I don't know, 10, 12 moves of pure theory, and then the blunders are, I don't know, just a pawn here or there. Yeah, it's clear that these kids are hard to beat, and they should be rated higher. I mean, in fact, if I didn't know he was a kid and you didn't tell me that they are all underrated, I'll guess he could probably be I don't know, 13, 14, 1500. Why not? I mean, he's not making these huge mistakes or anything. Mistakes, yeah, you come to expect them from players this strength, but yeah, I mean, they're all
Well,
barely 1,000. That's amazing.
yeah, especially the round 4, right? 981, the game.
Yeah,
It's
that's tough. I mean, and he was really good. I mean, you notice that they know what you're doing. He even waited for you to play c5 to play d5. Yeah, I mean, you
and
don't come to expect.
it's funny playing them too, because like they come to the board with like one of them had like a big pink pen with like little uh like toy on the end, like flopping around, and often they don't know how to spell, like they don't know how to spell my name, so they can you write here, and but it's like it's but then they play like good chess. It's crazy.
That's exactly what happened to me with this 8-year-old kid in the Argentinian Championship. He could barely sign his
Yeah.
name after
Yeah.
17 moves. Excruciatingly long and tense game, and then yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. And then like you see like the mom come over later, like have a cookie, have a snack, have a it's so crazy that they can just play like that, and then they're back
And
to
they
being
play
a kid.
instantly. They just play. I don't know.
Yeah, and then sometimes they're just looking around, they're not paying attention, and they get up a lot too, right? Like, yeah, they're never in their chair. They get bored.
They're always wandering around.
Yeah.
And,
Watching their friends. Yeah, it's funny.
and they don't blunder big stuff. I mean, if I play like that, I would probably blunder a piece. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we only have one game to go. This one in general was interesting.
This was frustrating because it seemed like I didn't have many. I mean, I'm sure I did, but it seemed like I didn't have many chances to like gain an advantage.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about this game. I mean, the opening was okay for Yuki. It was.
Oh, no, flip the board here.
He or she?
She, yeah. This was she's maybe about 13 or maybe 14 years old. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This was her. I think she played a little bit as I think she played maybe 4 or 5 tournaments. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really solid. I'm surprised because I mean, even though she made some position mistakes, it's nothing too crazy. I mean, she's clearly following the plan. She put the knight on e5. Now she's making the rook lift, and you started to get nervous here.
Yeah. It's a scary move to face, I think, rook f3. Rook.
Yeah, you can find some comfort in the fact that she doesn't have the resources to pull off an attack here, clearly. I mean, this is still sitting there. You are fully developed and you're ready to take, which you did. She takes with the bishop, and now you have this typical maneuver. Yeah, right. I mean, she's okay. Nothing much is happening. But you have a bit of a pull now. And I think this is a success in the opening for you, definitely.
Sorry, this is what?
This is a complete success in the opening for you.
Oh, for black. Okay.
This is, I mean, she had not going, and now she starts making positional mistakes, which is to be expected. So everything is going according to the plan, I would assume. So you play rook c8, perfectly okay. c3, and you took. You mentioned you want to play c4. I think you're right in not playing that. I mean, knight d2, and then she will try to push e4 at some point.
Yeah, but the reason I didn't play it was for the wrong reason, though. It was because I thought e4. Right, yeah, I thought e4 was a problem, but it's not. I can just take.
At that point, yeah. But it's something that White is going to prepare in the long run. It it's going to happen. I like your approach here. You just took. It makes complete sense. And if she takes with the e-pawn, yeah, you have target down the c-file. You can play on the queen side. She probably should take with the e-pawn, nevertheless, to have the
c4 break.
But yeah, c4 is going to be hard to get in because these hanging pawns are going to be extremely weak. I don't know, pawn takes, knight b6, and both pawns are under fire. Yeah, it's going to be hard. Maybe she can play something like this, put the knight on f3, try to make use of the semi-open file, put a knight on e5. It's a slow plan. You're going to counterattack on the queen side for sure, but makes sense at least. C takes. Yikes! I mean, this is just a nice position advantage for you for no reason whatsoever. I mean, for no compensation on her side. What do you think is your advantage here? Why do you think?
Well, I've got knight d4.
Knight? Oh, 94. Yeah, I mean, you have a better bishop. Her bishop on b2 is classically bad. And she has weak light squares that you can make use of.
Yeah, it's also a little bit hard for her to develop. It's slightly awkward for her to, because of my control of the c file.
You have the c file, exactly. That rook on f3 is doing nothing there. Now it probably needs to go back. I mean, an attack is off the table, definitely. She's not going to attack. She doesn't even have the half-open e-file. So she can't really aspire to attack on the king side anymore. And you play well. I think queen a5 should be a strong move. No knight c3. If rook c2. So this looks terrible. I mean, knight a3, all right. I mean,
she didn't have many good
clearly,
options. Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm impressed about is that they're all tactically good, and it's noticeable that they're good at tactics. I mean, no one hanged anything like this. Knight a3 prevents the entrance of the rook, at least for some time. So is a6 completely necessary? It's a move I would love to do without if it's possible.
I thought I had time to be prophylactic. Because I thought she still had some issues. Like, again, she does have a rook on f3. She has a rook on a1. I think I actually didn't... I think what I was scared of here was not knight b5, but queen b5.
For her, it's changing queens.
Yeah, I didn't want that.
Though this is something that can be easily calculated because there are not that many options, and it probably should, because if you can't do without a6, then a6 might just come as a loss of tempo, and the consequences might be really bad for her, in the sense that if you occupy the c file, if you just dominate it completely,
okay, so like rook c6, rook c6, queen b5.
Takes, knight takes.
Oh, and then what? Just rook c2.
Rook
f2.
Rook f2. And rook e to f8, for example. Not entirely convinced. Can you play this? And the knight has some jumps there.
Yeah. Couldn't it just take on a7 then?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about this, which can be extremely annoying. And it also gives you a way of aiming directly for e4.
So queen b5, queen b5.
Well, queen b5, you might have this. Not entirely sure.
Well,
yeah, you might have
knight takes d7. Oh, but then her rook is hanging. Yeah.
Yeah. If queen b5 is not possible at this point... Oh, she has rook d2. Oh, she has this. Never mind. And then the knight. Queen b5. Well, the first thing I thought of was trading queens. Looks natural. And now I wouldn't play a6 because of knight c3, but maybe rook c2 again.
Rook f2.
Rook f2 again. Rook f2 c8.
Knight takes a7. Oh, no. We hang a bishop. We hang a bishop.
You still have to play this likely. Then I don't know. It's
what about
a3, for example,
bishop a3 instead of rook f1? Bishop a3.
Yeah, bishop a3 right now. Okay. Well, I think we should be like this immediately. Check. King f1. I wonder if we should. Well, I guess we have to take. I see no other option really. Because this is coming in any other case. So take.
Knight f6 maybe.
Now the rook.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I resist to this move because of this. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here.
Rook c1, king f8.
Rook e7.
And king d6.
We might not need to play rook. We might want to go this way. So this rook doesn't get so active. And if king e2, knight f6.
Knight b5.
Knight b5, you always have the check.
Yeah, but then just king f3. Oh wait, I'm getting mated. No.
It's close. At least it looks funny. At the very least, I can just push the knight out of there. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you have a pull. A6 still keeps the advantage, but bishop e7 should be taken seriously because you might have an endgame that it's very hard to sustain for her. A6 is still good, I guess. But still, your bishop is kind of stuck here. She played queen e1. Oh, now you missed a nice shot.
Yeah.
This one is really nice. You get the knight to e4, and that's essentially
it's like a free tempo.
Yeah. Yeah, close to losing. This is just too bad. Nice 95. Queen e1, so it was about move. What should she do? Get back to here, then bishop e7.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is terribly uncomfortable for her.
Yeah, I liked my position for sure.
Queen e1, bishop d8. You're still way better. And f6 to get to e4 anyways. Queen takes e1 check. Well, at this point you need to. And here you said, well, you played bishop e7. Yeah, true. Bishop a5 has to be considered because this is coming way too fast.
Yeah, I was scared of b4.
Yeah. But here you say, I guess we're making black plays her pawns on dark squares. Yeah, white plays her pawns on dark squares. And that's a big achievement for you. I mean, this bishop is as bad as ever. I guess you just have to go back, probably to B6, so you don't deal with rook c8. How's
What
she going to defend all the
Can she do
holes?
like a4, b5?
Yeah, I mean, the problem is not so much this pawn, but the holes
So like rook
she's
c8,
leaving
yeah.
are, yeah, I mean,
Rook c1.
she's leaving some big weaknesses behind.
94.
94 looks just too natural. Um, and you can push this endgame forever, I think. We might have been able to do better. Oh, no. Here, I think we just win something because we have all these threats at once. I mean, it's only natural things falling. And the position advantage is great. Yeah, there might still be this. I don't know. But you just get back and the pawns are terribly weak. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, even here, I mean, bishop a5 is still probably a better move, but I want to get to this. Rook takes 94, 93. I know you lost good part of your advantage. This isn't the same as it was. And yeah, probably, I don't know, a6 doesn't look like a bad move. But again, if those are the situations where you want to exploit the advantage the most accurate way possible, because if you don't make the most out of the c5, then something like this can easily happen. I mean, some advantage is lost. You didn't get much out of your domination of the c5. That's the problem now. But here you kind of let go too easily, I think. King f1, bishop d6, knight f2, and you traded knights. But you can still play this for a win for forever. I think that's the main point. You can still squeeze a win out of her. Some just go back to c3 and start putting pressure on these pawns, bring the king to the queen side. Your structure is still, I mean, minimally better, but it's still better. I mean, there's still some weak light squares to exploit. Ideally, you would like to exchange these two pieces. It's not going to be easy because you will have a great knight versus a bad bishop. But once you exchange, you have no chance of winning this whatsoever. I mean, the pawn structure is better for you, but you're not going to be able to break through at all. I think you kind of let go here with knight takes.
Yeah. I'm not a grinder. Maybe I need to watch more of Magnus.
Yeah, because the point is there's no risk here. It's much easier for her to go wrong than you. I mean, you can play this forever, and all the positional risk is on her. And she's also, well, maybe not so young, but she's still a kid at 13, 14 years old. So she might be impatient. I don't know, she was playing fast, wasn't she?
No, actually, here it moved 27. She had 28 minutes. I had 39. So I was faster than her.
So
Yeah.
she's spending time. Okay.
Yeah.
And
she
and
she did decline my draw offer at the end initially. So she wanted to play on. Yeah, she
Yeah, after this no one can make progress.
I think the part of the reason I took so quickly is I thought I was making some type of progress by putting all my pawns on light squares, and the fact that she had pawns on dark squares, but in the end it didn't. I'm guessing maybe because there's so many pawns. There's 14 pawns on the board, so maybe it's hard to really make use of having the pawns on the same color.
Yeah, there are no breakthroughs, not anymore. and too little material. I mean, no minor pieces, only a couple of yeah, you can't get into her position now.
So
No
maybe
way.
is it like you think maybe the fewer the pawns, the more that would have an impact if my pawns are on opposite colors of my bishop and vice versa?
Well, yeah, for sure, if you could make some inroads. I mean, for example, if there were only one couple of pawns on the queen side, you might get the chance to invade through the light squares. And yeah, it's much better to have the pawns on light squares, and that might carry some weight in the end game. As things are, you're right. I mean, it's just full of pawns. She can stand still, and your king is never going to get in.
Mm-hmm.
That's your main issue here. She can wait forever, and and you don't really have a way to make progress, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I think this is probably the mistake that just draws the game completely. If you keep playing this, still have the better pieces, you still have the better structure. I know it's not all that it could have been. Hey, you still can play this for a win.
So if you played 100 games here as black against a 1900 FIDE, what % chance do you think you could win?
1900, I think I'll win 80% of the time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
there's a lot of play left.
Yeah, because there's a lot of play left. I mean, for one thing, you mentioned it, there are a lot of pawns. A lot can happen here. I'll have a lot of faith in this position for black. For example, right now you have to make a decision what to do with the 8 pawn. I don't know if the answer is that obvious. I mean, a4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least we can force a4 if we want. But then we have a point of contact here if we want to open things up on the king side, on the queen side. So we might start approaching with king.
Bishop d2.
Bishop d2, knight b1 or a2, one of the two.
Knight b1, king e1.
King e1. King d7.
King d1.
King d1. King c6. I'll start approaching the pawns.
King c2.
King c2. Gotta give the check. King b2.
Mm-hmm.
And b5. I'm fighting for this square now. I don't know if I'm going to get it.
What about knight d3? Yeah,
Well, knight d3, I think I can take and I have this square.
Can you though? Knight d3.
Oh, there's bishop
yeah,
here.
there's bishop b4.
Oh, I might be dropping something with b5. Okay, either I win 80% of the time or I just blunder. One of the two. Yeah, the knight on a3 might be suspicious then, because I might get it trapped in knight d3 right now and bishop b4. Well, I guess I can still take, and if bishop b4, there's 5, so I'm not losing, but I'm not. It's not that great. I mean, b takes a, and you can't be worse, at least.
Maybe there's something better though. Instead of
knight
b1.
Knight b1, I have to go to a. So I keep an eye on.
But then, how do you escape? Like king e1, king d1,
king c2. And whenever this happens, I have to go.
Yeah, but then he just trades.
Yeah, but all the pawns are on dark squares. I mean, king e2, king here, king d1, king here, King C2. Well, you're threatening this also, so yeah, it might be too tough to win with the knight. With the knight like as it is right now. Yeah. So A4. That's a problem. If I can't get out of here, then I might need to play, I don't know, knight F6 and keep pushing this. But it's not nearly as good as it was. It's probably just, yeah, not easy to make progress here. You have to be extremely patient. So this is not easy, because if we trade everything here and I put the king on d5 somehow, white might be losing this.
I did have I did have more time though, so maybe I should have just kept playing it because I had the time advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she's the one that has to defend. But yeah, you have already lost most part of your advantage by now. 83, yeah. Maybe bishop d6. Maybe you have to keep coming, and if knight f2, then knight d6. I don't know. But there's bishop a3. Yeah, it's really hard to keep this alive. I might be overestimating your chances here, because she's so ready to chase your knight around. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, you can still play it, and I think you're a bit better, but yeah, probably not more than that.
She would have to make a concession or a mistake.
Yeah, which would be normal.
So where did I lose the?
I think your last chance was bishop a5.
Bishop a5 here.
To gain a big advantage. I mean, before we analyze this, you might be able to play rook c8 at once.
So hard. So hard to get a win. But I guess.
I mean, you had some tactical opportunities.
I had queen takes e1. Yeah.
Queen takes e1 was good. Here, I think the problem, so to speak, start here. Here you have to be more concrete. I think you have a great looking position, and a6 seems a bit feeble to me. I mean, it kind of gives her time to reorganize. And yeah, I guess here's the time to take a serious look at bishop e7. I think you should have. Because at least it's very forced. I mean, knight c2 is way too uncomfortable. I guess you just start to double up on the c file.
Plus my bishop doesn't belong on f6 anymore anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And this is looking great for you. Rook fc8, and yeah, I don't see how.
Bishop a3 though, right? We looked at this.
Bishop e3. Yeah, this was the toughest defense.
Yeah, I really tried. Like I really tried to. I just finished 3 draws. I was really trying to get an advantage somehow, but She was a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, that's what I'm surprised about. They're so solid. I mean, they don't give anything up. I mean, even in bad positions, they're still quite solid. Because this is a terrible position, and this isn't looking great for her. Yeah, she still puts up a fight. I think you have to be better here. I mean, I refuse to believe that white is okay. Your rook is way more active. The knight is coming to e4. I guess this should be somewhat better at least. If you manage to play a6.
Okay, so I'll give you the same question as before. You play 100 games against a 1900 in this position. You think 80%?
This position.
Yeah.
I think this might be objectively good for black. That's why I think I should win this one. This looks good. I mean, if black plays 94 and a6, I don't know how you untangle with white. So easy to go wrong. I mean, this one I feel like I should win the vast majority of the time. I think I was too optimistic with the other one. The other one looked like a lot of work, and actually I didn't appreciate how easy it was for her to get control of e4 and the fact that I'm not actually getting through on the queen side at any point. This one, I can still picture how white is going to put her rook to use, and that's a problem. I think this is more than a bit better for you. In fact, I would like to ask again about this because it looks, it's given a close to a clear advantage after rook b1 94. I don't know if all the line is correct, but if rook b1 is the move, I'm certain we are doing much better here. And the engine likes this because it can put the rook on b2. On d2, it wasn't possible. A6, and white is completely tied down. You can't play this because you lose the a2 pawn, and the thing is just going to start moving towards the center. And this looks very promising. I want to check if our line is correct, though. I mean, since I think here, it's giving bishop e7. The engine is liking bishop e. Let's see a6. No, a6 is still. e6 is still quite good according to the engine. And queen e1. Yeah, you should just take and play knight c5, of course. But bishop d8, rook f2, it still gives you a big advantage with what you play. Well, you checked this with the engine, didn't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And bishop a5 was apparently your last chance to be better because you kind of forced b4 out of.
I forgot. I think g5. The computer wanted a crazy g5 idea at some point, just to create.
I think around the end. Yeah, you mentioned it here. G5.
Was it here?
You say here that Stockfish shows that.
Instead of trading knights.
G5.
Yeah.
Oh, Stockfish is suggesting something very interesting to play for a win. Let her exchange the knights here. This is interesting. This is an interesting choice to play for a win. I know it's going to be hard, but if you put the king on d5, and then you might be able to arrange some pawn push on the king side, and the king on d5 is very active. This is interesting. That's an interesting way of playing for a win. I mean, I know the pawns are doubled, but it doesn't matter. They are on light squares. Still, it's not clear if you're going to be able to break through. You probably don't. But the active king on d5 is already something to look forward to, even though it shouldn't be enough. You mentioned g5 here. I mean, Stockfish is not suggesting it yet. And I take pawn takes. Yeah, it's going to be similar. I mean, you're still going to get your king to d5 if possible. um, but all in all, this should be a draw at this point, if I had to guess. But yeah, I think it kind of started to slip away around here. A6 is still good, but bishop e7 is forcing, and it should be checked. In fact, knight c2 is given at first, but knight c2 is horrible. I mean, if knight c2 is the move, then you're doing, then you have to play bishop e7. And our line with queen b5, queen takes, knight takes. Stockfish just wants to go a6, knight c3, knight f6, and has a point always. The plan is simple. I mean, you're just going to double up, put pressure on c3 until white can't bear the pressure anymore, and you put an e4. It's a straightforward plan. I like it. But the rook c2 also is it's not looking great for white. Oh, what a surprise. Knight takes a7. I didn't even consider this one. Because if rook takes, oops.
Oh,
yeah.
I assumed she would just have to recapture on f2. But wait though. Yeah, but because then e7's hanging. I see. Okay.
Yeah. Apparently we have to take on f2. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to promote variation here. a6 is better. It's just too natural. I like it. This is Stockfish playing like a
Capablanca here. Straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's much better for you. I mean, you have all the pressure, bishop before. You conquer the c5 here. I don't see how she prevents it, because to fight for it, she has to take the knight out of here, and you play knight e4. So yeah, there were ways to play for a win, but I mean, you don't have to feel bad about this one, because it's easy to miss the opportunity, and the advantage tends to slip away. I mean, it's not such a permanent advantage in the first place if you don't exploit this right now. It might easily just drift away without you even noticing at some point.
It was just tough though, you know. Fourth draw in a row. I've never drawn so much in a tournament. Like 4 draws in a row against kids.
Always better than losing though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Normally I lose against kids, so at least I didn't lose against any kids this tournament. My only loss was against the 2300, so that's not too bad, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it was a hard-fought one. I mean, you had all the chances at one point. That's good.
Yeah. But I lost like 55 points or something in this tournament.
Yeah, with these ratings, it's gonna happen. I mean, this girl is really solid. I mean,
so what do you think?
If I had to guess, I'll say she's the 13 or 1400. For what I've seen, she might be. I mean, you mentioned that she only played 4 tournaments, so I'm guessing she's around 1000.
Yeah, 1095.
Yeah. With the amount of tournaments you said she played, she can't be much higher than that. I mean, seeing that all the kids are around that rating,
and again, that's the problem. They just keep playing each other, right? So, they're like even when they're like 500 or 300, they just keep playing each other, and the rating, they don't go anywhere, and then they just stay at that rating.
See their chess.com or Lichess rating. I'm really curious about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think most of them are similar to me. Like I think Lichess, they're probably around 2100. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because I had 4 draws against them. So they have to be close to, they have to be around my rating online.
They're around 2,000 leeches and they're 1,000
Well, I think that
the
they're
rating.
probably higher than 2,000 because I mean I'm pretty I'm between 2,100 2,200 usually. So they have to be between 2,100 2,200, I would say.
Whoa.
Yeah, on Lichess.
Well, I mean, about the rating loss, well, I mean, it's always hard to take a loss like that, but they're clearly underrated. I mean, it's so obvious, and it's almost inevitable to drop rating if you keep facing opponents that are, I don't know, 400 points below what they should be. Um, I mean, mathematically, you're going to lose points in the long run. I mean, unless you have a great tournament, you just
Yeah.
win a lot of games. It's almost impossible to prevent. I mean,
Yeah, and if I had won against each one of these kids, I wouldn't have gained any rating. So
yeah, that's the thing. I mean, even winning the games is of no use
yeah, it's
rating wise, other than keeping your rating. It's incredible.
yeah, that's why I'm still
Um,
torn. Like in my tournament next month, just a few days after your tournament starts, um, I told you last time that I was thinking about playing up a section, but I just always feel guilty about that because I feel like should I play up a section when I haven't earned it? Like
well, open is open. I mean,
what's
you're going.
well the tournament is there's a premier section and then there's an under 1,600 section.
Yeah.
So I can pay an extra $20 and play in the premier section.
And there you're going to find less or more kids.
There will be kids, but I'll be the lowest rated there because most people there will be 1,500 and up, between 1,500 to like 2,300, 2,400.
Yeah.
So I won't face any 1,000s. The lowest will
Quite a
be
wide
maybe 1,400.
spectrum, though. I mean, that's what tends to happen in open tournaments. That you're going to find all kind of opponents. I mean, and a 1,500 is someone you can easily take on. I mean, I'll probably bet on you.
If they're an adult, yeah, 1,500 adult, I've got chances. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, 1,500. I'd much rather play a 1,500 rated adult than a 1,000 kid like these kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
I mean, open section is called open for a reason. I mean, if you want to measure up to strong opponents, then you go for it. And yeah, it's a way of because I get the feeling. I mean, it's not really nice to play one kid after another, knowing that they are all underrated. And
Yeah. And even I think the thing that bugs me the most is that I get nothing if I win. Like I get 1 point, I think, and that really bugs me because it's like I'm traveling, I'm spending all this money, and if I win, I get nothing. I don't get any points. So what's the point? Yeah, that's the worst part.
Rating wise, you might as well just go for the open section. It's much more likely that you earn points there than in this section, to be honest.
Yeah.
At least until these kids at least level up the rate.
Yeah, they never will though, because because they're the chess school. They just keep pumping them out. Like next year, there's going to be like 100 new kids like that enter the tournaments.
Like
seriously. So we've got a serious rate. Like the rating, they're just going to go lower. Like we have a serious rating deflation problem here, as you can tell. Like I think in a year or two, these instead of 900, like they might be 800. They're all rated 800. So it's a serious problem. And I don't know the solution. Maybe I think they need to stop the under 1,000 section. I think that's what they need to do, where the kids just keep playing the kids. this was the only open section of the year. So this is like the one of the only opportunities that the kids get the chance to play non-kids.
Yeah, they should play more high-rated opponents.
Yeah.
To know where they actually are. Yeah, one tournament a year is not enough, not nearly enough.
Yeah. I told you.
Especially at the rate.
Yeah, I told you
kids
this
make progress.
maybe a couple of weeks ago. I told you there was a kid that I played in a tournament, I think 2019. He was a kid. I drew him, and he was 1500 or he was maybe 1400 at the time, and he is now a CM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not even surprising. They make quick progress. They're playing all the time. So yeah, you need to feed them tournaments. If you don't make them play for, at some point they will play some tournaments in a row, and they will add something like 400 points, 500 points, 600 points in just a span of a few months. Yeah, definitely.
So the chess school combined with the pandemic